Hey guys, welcome to Rocket Punch! On today's episode, we're gonna make a new character, so grab your favorite game. Here's one of mine, and grab 3d6, and join me as we roll them straight down the line. Ow! My foot! Alright, I rolled up my character. Uh-oh, looks like the dice rolls weren't my favor today, but that's okay, because I'm an old school player. And while modern players see bad stats and bad rolls and think, man, my character is just total shit, I gotta make a new one. No, us old school players see a 5 strength fighter and immediately start imagining, what the heck happened to this dude? Let's play to find out. That's right, you see, in old school play, like my favorite BX, you don't build characters. No, you have to discover them through play. And what better way, and what better first step, actually, than to just roll 3d6 down the line and see what you get. Just because you got a 5 strength doesn't mean you can't be a fighter. Maybe he only has 1 arm. But that's not it. You see, low stats can shape the identity of the player because there's no backstories in BX. No, you're playing the character's backstory. You're going to find out all about this guy. So low stats like this are not an identity issue, like what class he can be. This fighter with 5 strength might be missing an arm, as I said, or it could be an old wound as a town guard and now he takes up the sword for some reason. Or maybe he was a scholar and was forced into battle, or I don't know, relies on tactics instead of brute force. Although with an intelligence of 8, probably not in this case, but you never know. Maybe he rolls an 18 in intelligence and a strength of 3. A wizard with an 8 in intelligence doesn't mean he still can't cast magic. It has nothing to do with that. Maybe he's cursed. Maybe magic burns his very memory. Or maybe he's like Zorak and he's a completely unstable apprentice of the arts. Or maybe he's more of a feely or dewy wizard rather than an academic wizard. Or a thief with a con of 3. Maybe he was poisoned years ago. Or maybe he's a chain smoker, or he has the consumption, or he's always coughing but incredibly sneaky. Who knows? Or my 7 wisdom. He could still be a cleric. Maybe he's very zealous but naive, or maybe he's a true believer, or he has reckless faith, or he believes in himself too much, or he just thinks, God will protect me. Now that's memorable. So bad stats don't prevent you from playing whatever character class you really want to be. You see, the flaws create that personality because we're not making backstories, maybe 2 sentences at most. So through play and through leaning into these stats, that character is going to develop if he survives. So this imperfection kind of creates an interesting brainstorming creativity, if you will, as you try to overcome the weaknesses of these crappy characters and create interesting stories through play. So really, optimization is your worst enemy because it flattens the character's growth and opportunity. And it really, come on, a strength 18 fighter. So that's as memorable as what I had for lunch a couple days ago. Oh wait, I was on a business trip in Germany and I had schnitzel. So it was pretty good. But a weird character, those become memorable. A wizard with a weird speech impediment, or a cleric with half his marbles missing, or a fighter missing an arm, or a leg, or teeth. I guarantee your table's gonna remember the one-eyed goblin hunter with 4 strength who somehow survived to level 7. That feels old school. That feels awesome. Now rolling 3d6 down the line, that also relieves burnout. You don't have to think about optimization, or building, or tier lists, or correct choices. We're playing these games to stop anxiety, not think about it. That exhaustion you feel during player creation, that comes from modern games. Well, not from Free League, but those other modern games that suck. Like that game that rhymes with 5e. Yeah, that one totally sucks. Let's get back to basics and expert. So let's stop trying to engineer perfection in our games and start discovering stories together. So tell me a story about your crappiest rolled character and what became of them down in the comments below. And we'll see you again next week on Rocket Punch! Later!
Don't forget to rocket punch that like button. Make sure
sure you subscribe. Click on that bell. Leave a comment below.